my name is Erika. I lead field marketing here at Browserbase. We are at AI Engineer World's Fair, and I'm about to have a great conversation with Anirban Chatterjee from Sonar. Hi, Anirban.
Hi.
Could you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what Sonar does?
Sure. So I do product marketing at Sonar. We're an AI code verification and governance solution, basically. So we verify code and we make sure that it's obeying all the rules that your organization has. And that's becoming a lot more important now because everybody we're talking to is using AI to write more and more code.
How does code verification differ from code review? Like, it's not like it's reviewing a PR.
Yeah.
Is it a step between the pull request and the merge, or the merge and like the merge command and actually merging? Like, where in the life cycle of code does Sonar exist?
I mean, there's a lot of overlap between those two things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we think that it's important to verify code basically all along the development cycle of that code.
Yeah.
We're actually doing it in two key places. The first place is within the loop where the code is being written. This could be when the developer themselves are writing the code, or it could be if the AI agent is writing code.
Got
Literally, like when whatever's writing the code is in their flow, in their loop, writing code, you want to make sure you're running verification of some sort in that frame so that as the code passes out of there, a lot of the issues have already been found and fixed. It's also really important at the PR stage to run a broader level of verification. This is where like a larger code review would happen. It's also where we do our verification to evaluate a quality gate to make sure that we're checking for all kinds of bugs, vulnerabilities, security hotspots, maintainability issues that could be present in the code. And then we would stop the code from progressing past that quality gate until we meet some minimum criteria that the organization has set. That's where the governance comes in.
Gotcha. Okay, so when it comes to governance and like coding agents, you can use Claude Code, Codex.
Yes.
Does Sonar integrate with those platforms?
Yes.
So when you say like in the middle of the agent loop,
Yeah.
Sonar is like in there with my Claude Code,
Yeah.
building this thing, and Sonar's verifying if I'm following essentially like the organizational rules. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. So we have native integrations with basically every major AI coding tool that our customers are using. So Copilot, Claude Code, Codex, Anti-Gravity, all of them, right?
Awesome.
And so the idea is that no matter what tool you're using, you want to use some kind of an independent solution to verify the code that the AI tool is creating. And so we provide that like single standard that allows you to basically switch between whatever tools work best for whatever workflow you're in or whatever project you're working on, and still have the same verification rules apply and the same quality gates apply to all of the code that's being generated.
Awesome. That is really interesting. I feel like that is definitely not what people think is possible. Like, you think, oh, it's just like Codex comes out of the box that generates the code and then we review it. You might use a Graphite or a Code Rabbit.
Or even Codex itself. You might ask Codex to review its own code.
Yes, Claude recently released a reviewer, but the tokens are like really expensive for the Claude Code review, I've heard.
They can be. I mean, there's definitely a role for AI review as well. And we actually have AI review within SonarQube, but we also allow tools like Claude Code and Codex to use our verification to review and remediate its own code as well. So that's a part of the agentic loop that I was talking about before, where you are helping the agent not only make good decisions up front by providing context and background about the code base that it's operating within, but also giving it full access to our verification so that we can not only surface issues immediately to the agent when they're created, as they're being created, but give the agent the information it needs to fix those issues up front before it even gets to the PR. And so that code review within the inner loop is a super important part of the entire process.
I think that also probably makes it way more efficient.
Yeah,
which,
definitely.
Like, when it comes to governance and like wanting to control how code is created and merged, getting the code right at the end when a developer might feel like it's ready is not a good use of developer time or code reviewer time.
Right.
And so I think that is honestly quite genius.
Yeah.
I really like that.
So we just productized that. We actually announced today that we created a product called Sonar Vortex, which packages up these agentic guidance capabilities that we were just talking about into a single thing you can buy. And we've found through our testing that you can actually reduce token costs. To your point about efficiency, you can reduce token costs by up to 30% by providing this kind of context and verification up front within the agentic loop.
And that's called Sonar Vortex?
Yes.
I was snooping your LinkedIn before we met. I think you also released another product today. It's called SonarQube Remediation Agent.
Yes.
Can you tell me the difference between Sonar Vortex and the new SonarQube Remediation Agent product?
Yeah, so the remediation agent is actually a background agent that you can point at your tech debt. So it's a totally separate agent that basically runs in the background, and you can point it at all. If we find a bunch of issues in your code that are not super urgent that you can put in your backlog and deal with later, now you have the option of pointing our remediation agent at those issues, and it will create PRs in the background to fix them for you, and then you can review them at your leisure.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I think a lot of companies kind of have a fear of building new products and like really focusing on shipping new stuff because the backlog is so big.
Right.
And so you sort of have these competing priorities, like this massive backlog that will never get serviced. And then, the business wants you to make all these new products.
Right.
And like, how do you, as an engineering leader, decide what is most important? Being able to sort of point, that is really cool.
Yeah. Not only that, but like AI writes code at a much higher rate than humans ever could. And so there's a potential if you're pointing AI at a code base that has a lot of problems in it, that it's going to learn some bad habits from that and propagate them even further. And so it gives you an option to take care of those issues in the background so that the developers can focus on writing new code or using AI to write new code and having the backlog issues get taken care of by a remediation agent.
And also being prevented from sort of like recreating the same backlog issues by the AI code.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a couple of product marketing specific questions for you.
Okay.
I'm a marketer myself. I've only recently joined DevTools. I've been in DevTools for about a year.
Oh, okay.
And so this is an audience I've become very familiar with, but I think, I'm learning new things about them every day. And so question for you, like the landscape of developer understanding, the stuff that they use, where they go to find information, who they trust, like that has evolved so much, I would even say in recent years. What are like new product marketing trends or like things that you find to be really important when it comes to positioning your new products and taking new products to market for devs? Like, what are you thinking about? What are you prioritizing? Like, are there modes of content or release that you think are really important? Like, it's a great demo or it's a CLI. Like, what are things that matter the most to you right now as a product marketer?
Diversity of content is a big part of it, as you were saying, right? Because I think there's different ways in which people consume information.
Yeah.
And we found that our audience has gotten a lot more diverse over time. And the fact that AI tools are now kind of democratizing development for everybody, it means that a lot more people are going to get into the boat and start coding, which means you need to be able to meet all these people where they are. So, classically, content has been like, web pages and blogs and videos and demos and webinars and things like that. And we still do all of those things. But there's also an opportunity to lean into communities and to lean into marketing specifically because a lot of people are asking agents questions to help them learn.
Yes.
And so we need to make sure that we are equipping, knowledge agents with the information they need to answer those questions intelligently.
Yeah.
And so if we can provide, learning articles and documentation for even the agents to learn, that's a big win for customers. Exactly. Yeah.
Agent engine optimization or AEO. Some people call it GEO.
Yeah.
Has been really important for us, actually. One of our growth engineers, his name is Jay. He has been focusing on this to service like our self-serve product. And the really fun part about that is that the agents are signing up for Browserbase on behalf of their user.
Yeah.
Because they're discovering Browserbase through our LMs.txt or other like AEO efforts, which is pretty bananas. Like,
yeah.
I think, ChatGPT came out only almost 4 years ago. Whoa, that's crazy.
That's a lot. Yeah.
November 2022. And like at that point, like all of this was like a black box. Like you couldn't have even asked an LLM to look at Amazon.com, let alone go to a product, sign up for it, get an API key, safely deploy the API key, and then do stuff with it. Like, that is really quite a change.
That's only going to get faster and more prevalent too, because as we start trusting these AI agents more to do things on our behalf, we're going to give them a wallet. We're going to give them access to, payment API. We're going to say, hey, go, you have permission to go buy something and solve this problem if you need to. And so we need to be able to ensure that we are in those markets as well. And we need to make sure that the developers who are using those types of tools to build like architectures for them to develop code are able to leverage the best, or the right verification for them as they create code.
Like, Sonar's not meant for just enterprises with like big governance needs. It's like you want everybody to be able to write the best code possible.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Absolutely.
I really like that. Okay, I have another question for you. Okay, so ChatGPT was released in late 2022, as we just said, and AI coding has obviously had like significant explosion in capabilities since then. Particularly like AI code when ChatGPT first came out was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But then AI code was all they were focusing on in terms of training and RL. Like, how do you think about like what you guys are serving the market when it comes to like AI code just getting better and better with every new release? Like, how do you stay on top of almost like a moving target?
Yeah, we actually work with those partners quite a bit. We talk a lot with OpenAI
Yeah,
to
yeah.
use your example, and we evaluate every model that comes out. And we actually partnered with them to create the plugin that I was talking about earlier that allows us to work within Codex and help Codex write better code using our
Cool.
Sonar Vortex solution.
Yeah, yeah.
And we also have the leaderboard, which is on our website today. And the leaderboard actually is it's showing data from over 4,000 tests, coding tasks basically, that we run every new LLM through to kind of figure out how they do in terms of, how correct their code is, how secure it is, how reliable it is, how maintainable it is. And you can sort of see over time the different models or the different
Yeah.
vendors, like how the different models evolve over time. Because as they optimize for certain characteristics, you can see other characteristics change about the code. And this gives you a little bit of visibility into what's changing from model to model, so you can make choices to what models you want to use or what models you need to use for whatever desired level of reliability you need for a solution or for a project that you're
That
developing.
makes sense. We actually have the same thing on our website, but for computer use models.
Okay.
So our product is a browser API, so that way people can give their agent access to the internet, let it behave like a human.
Okay.
And Kua models have like a pretty large variability of what tasks they're good at, what tasks they're maybe not good at. And so we built our own evaluation benchmark, which maybe you guys did too. And then we also run the other sort of common evals for computer use models, Web Voyager, and online mind to web. And so we have our own leaderboard actually on stagehand.dev/evals, which
Cool.
is sort of showing and ranking based on particular task types, price, latency, and otherwise, like what is the best right now at doing computer-based tasks and, like which model is best for what use case. So I definitely think like being in with the evals and getting early access to the models, like also can help us sort of like service our customers
Yeah.
better and also like make our roadmap better.
Yeah.
Like we know what to build because we kind of know what's coming down the timeline. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we do it too. It's not only have visibility into what is changing with these models as they develop, but also to give our customers a little bit more visibility into, how they should be tuning their verification,
Right.
and how they should be choosing models to use for different projects so that they can plan for the future, basically.
Got it. Do you have any like AI or AI coding hot takes?
Hot takes. I don't know how hot it is. Like, there's definitely a lot of concern about AI is going to take developer jobs, things
Yeah.
like that. I'm a little bit less worried about that. As I was saying before, I do feel quite strongly, actually, that AI is going to make software development more accessible for everyone. So it's going to make the boat bigger. It's going to create the need for more developers, not less.
Right.
And so I think development is definitely going to change. I think people are going to be writing less source code line by line, but they will be creating more software. And I think there'll be more people creating more software
Yeah.
going forward as well. So I think the need for developers and the need for software engineering in general is going to go way, way up. I also think that new software developers who are just graduating college and entering the workforce don't have a lot to worry about because they can now be so much more effective from day one
Yes.
because they have these AI tools accessible to them than I was. Like when I started as a developer, like back in 2000, it took me like a year before I felt like I was writing good code that I could
good,
be proud
decent
of,
code.
right?
Yeah.
And now with these AI tools, I feel like the time between like starting a job and being productive in that job is so much less. And so I really feel like it's going to open up a lot of opportunity for folks.
I love that take. I think this is a perfect way to end this conversation. That was so inspiring, and I completely agree with you. I think it's really easy to be what people call a doomer and be really worried, but I think about like the work that my parents did growing up. Like they were very sort of normal,
Yeah.
middle class, like computer job, sort of secretarial type work. Like my mom could have been servicing her customers better because she spent fewer hours looking at spreadsheets and inputting data places. Like I think that that's just going to be expansive everywhere.
Yeah.
And sounds really crazy. My hot take is that I think AI is going to free so much time up that people will have the opportunity to spend more time with other humans.
Yeah.
Whether or not they elect to use their time that way is another question.
Yeah.
But I do think it will give people more space to be more creative and find new ways and learn new things. Like
Yeah. Solve bigger problems.
I'm merging PRs in Claude Code and posting my projects on Vercel. I didn't know how to do that. I learned about Claude Code like 6 months ago, or I signed up for it 6 months ago. I learned out about it a while ago.
Sure.
But But, you know, like, that wouldn't have been possible. So the boat has gotten bigger because it's picked up people like me.
Yeah.
I'm a marketer, and I use Cloud Code every day.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. Okay, well, it was really great to meet you, Anirban. I really appreciate your time.
Likewise. Thank you very much.